is the power, but we're gonna work out. Without power today, nothing works. With this I also can use this. Yeah, good evening. Thank you for showing up. So much I feel like back in the days when I was a student also. But you're so far away, I think it's gonna be... I have a PA system. I hope you're also gonna have a microphone if you have some questions. So we can hear it also. First of all, I just wonder what your questions are, or what your basic interests, or the reason why you came. Because I don't know what I could tell you actually. That's a question.
How about the process? Sorry, the process of building the track. From like the conception of the idea, or like how do you actually go about making the track? Like, is it just a sort of piling in, kind of just experimenting, or is it like a sort of a planned process?
Yeah, a track usually is divided in lots of different tracks. So in a way, if we start to produce a track as a musical piece, of course you start usually with either harmonic element, which already contains a rhythmic structure, or just with a rhythm.
Do you mean like a melody?
Yeah, a melody.
Yeah.
Like it can be a recorded sound processed, which you already get a little bit familiar to, or you feel attracted by. And then you start to chop it up and add a rhythm or a bass line. Sometimes you pick up some tools, like I recently found a simulation of maybe I think it's, you can see it here. What's this? Let's do that. That's the other computer. And for instance, you can and already on. This is the other computer. And this is the other computer. And this is something we won't pull something else from. I don't know if you can see now there. It's an old. It's from. It's a C64 emulation. Somebody programmed from France, and if you play it. Just an emulation of the old C64 computer, but you can just take the bass and change the bass lines. Something you already could sample and then process or cut it up, or use a sample in in a different sequence system.
Is that like a VST, or is it just something, just like a total separate thing?
It's just something you can download on the internet. But actually, just as an example, you can use this as a basic file or do different samples of this file and arrange it in a different way, process it in different programs. You can put it, for instance, in process in Metasynth, maybe. It's a program, and then put it in a sequence surrounding and work with this. And of course, in every I don't know how much, or maybe I'm talking like nobody knows what I'm talking about. It's in these production programs like Logic or here Dodo has the Ableton Live program. You can set the sounds and arrange it. You know. But
do you use Ableton Live just for the live performance, or do you use it in the composition process as well?
Actually, we use it just a little bit for processing, and mainly in live, in a performance situation, because it's easy to work with this program. And Dodo is very familiar with this program. I don't know if you can see anything in this. It's a little bit. So maybe I can jump over to Dodo, and you can, if you're interested, to show something about this Ableton Live program.
I mean, maybe you can just show something. I mean, really like playing a track or so, and just like introduction, because some people might not have been yesterday to the concert.
Yeah.
I mean, that they get an idea what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I can talk a little bit about where we come from and show a little bit about our working space. Actually, we come from Düsseldorf, and Doris from Düsseldorf, me from Düsseldorf, and Jan, who's unfortunately he became sick, so he couldn't come. I brought some photos actually. I can show some photos of our studio maybe. I think this is hard to recognize for you, but this maybe shows. Shit, how can I bring this up?
Can we see a bigger picture of that studio? Can we see that big picture, guys?
Yeah. Here you can see a little bit of this. It's actually like an old-fashioned studio, which has a sound desk. You can set up the microphones and all the different outboard equipment, which is already these days emulated in your computer, which is actually a good thing, because everybody is able to produce music with just a laptop. It's very good in times of in times of that music becomes kind of, it doesn't have any value anymore, because you download the MP3s. All the production becomes, maybe should be also be more able for everybody to get the productions, to do the productions cheaply. So music became kind of maybe Dodo can show a little bit about what you can do with the sound in Ableton Live.
Hi everybody. Actually, I would first be interested if there's any other questions that might not be so technical. Anything else? even technical questions.
No, one simple question. Can you show us how to, if a sequence is running and you want to record your voice and throw it back in the mix, loop it up? To know that.
Like on the fly, you
On the
say?
fly, yeah.
Yes, I mean, I could show it to... to show it might be a little bit difficult because we're having this technical limitation of just one video.
You could just figure it out.
I will try to explain it, but it's very simple. I mean, but again, it's something specialized for people who have worked with live, Ableton Live before. People who haven't probably know. So I try to keep it brief, which is a difficult thing for me because I'm German. Basically, you would have to. Should I not show you this afterwards? I show you this afterwards. I think it's better. Are there any other questions you might have? Something else that you would have?
Hi. Okay. I'm not sure what you're going to tell us now, but basically, I'd like you to play something probably seamlessly, like a couple of songs seamlessly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was going to get to this because it was also a little bit in terms of what the person before asked. I just went ahead and recorded Andy as he was talking live, and it's probably the most immediate way that you could record anything. You know, it's just picking up a sound that you hear. And okay, just on the side note, you might be a bit intimidated or whatever, or think, oh well, they have all this great equipment or whatever because there's a new Mac here and whatever. No. But in the end, it's just a PC. It's just a PC. Any old PC will do, you know. If it's just powerful enough to carry the sequencing software. You need a microphone, you just pick it up, or most modern computers or laptops have a microphone built in, so you use this as I just did now as well. And music, which I really like, which is your traditional sitar playing in music and stuff. And I picked up this sound. It was and of course it's in the end all down to imagination, but from there you could literally start to build something. And if you want something that is really live now, I'm going to try and give you something live on top of this. I have to get into this, but I don't know what's going on here really musically. Let me see if I can. I speed it up a little bit, just make it a bit faster to see. These are things you can do with this program, for example, because I just turn this on a bit. You can speed it up. Just give me a moment, please. I need to concentrate on what I'm doing here. But the idea is that you have different sound.
what you did in your hotel room and what happened here on stage during the sound check.
That's the idea. It's basically a mixture of what has happened just an hour ago, 2 hours ago, and what we did now. And it's pretty fluent, or pretty fast, and it's really important for most of us anyway. The way we approach music when we write, to come back to the first question, it's not so much an analyzing process, but it's much more process of going with what you hear at the moment. So it's the sounds can come from anywhere, and it could be live, it could be Logic, it could be any other or program or reactor or people often get sort of stuck when they see the technology in front of them that which they want to go beyond and make their music. And I think it's really important to understand that when you record anything, you first have an idea, try and get that down as fast as you can. I carry this little MP3 recorder with me, which is really very economic, just to put down ideas very quickly with my mouse. And often it happens that with the mouse I will just put this into a sequencer and then carry on from there, and maybe put stuff on top of it because of the sounds that I heard in my head that I obviously can't do with my mouth necessarily so well. But it's enough to remind me the idea behind it being not to be intimidated by technology or by the process of and not to make the way that goes from the idea which is inside to something that you can play to other people.
But the most important tool is the ear. Actually, if you record, it's always a process of listening. So to be in a studio environment or with your computer, the important thing is like that you listen to what is going on and pick the right thing, and kind of having a vision in which direction it should go. And this is usually it's like you stimulate kind of yourself. You start with what's your first question, with what you start. Actually, it's like cooking or a scientific thing. You're looking for ingredients or for elements which attracts you, and then you start to think about how can I change it and what can I add to it to build up a musical structure. And and the studio is a very good place to do it, because it's a place. It's like you can concentrate on your work, and you have your tools. But lots of people, they are much too much. They are concentrating on tools. They're interested in technology. But for us, I think this doesn't come first. I mean, it doesn't matter what equipment you have. It's like as I said, you need inspiration, and you have to be open for the inspiration. And then any tool you choose will help you to get there.
So we are very open for more inspirations from you guys. Is there any other thing that comes to your mind as we were sort of talking along just now that you would like to ask or get a bit more?
I think there's lots of people who don't know about
anything that comes to mind. Yeah.
Well, I was curious when I saw your show yesterday. Andy and Jan have a lot of different samplers, beat machines, and you have all your laptops. How do you synchronize all of that? How do you sync it all so that it's all going at the same rhythm?
It's through satellite.
It's also your tempo varied. It started slow, but it didn't stop. It just kept going up.
You did? Okay, I didn't notice, but possibly. That probably was me, the one element that you can't sync, but everything else is synced via MIDI. So it's the...
Yeah, we have old-fashioned cables. We like 5 meters long. We can connect our small workspaces, and if Jan on one side of the stage speed up something, or it's like looping an element, automatically it's synced with the tempo I'm working with. But Bodo, luckily, he's a drummer. He can swing to anything quite fast because the human brain is the fastest interface, I think, with this kind of musical rhythm changes or whatever. Yeah, but basically, we synchronize with a MIDI, which is like I don't know how to explain. The MIDI is like every computer or hardware drum computer has like this, I don't know, 5-pin old-fashioned plug that you can connect to another machine, and they're kind of synchronized. You also can transport tones to another computer or synthesizer or whatever.
And because we use live for the live thing, it's very easy to change the tempo, and everything else will change along with it. It's not so easy for me, that aspect of it, because I'm expected.
Yeah, sometimes if we perform on stage, one person, like we have 3 people, one person is changing something. It changed the whole music, the whole performance idea, and you have to follow. And you as a human being, not as a machine.
Yeah, but everybody is. Actually, the thing is that therefore it's really important for us. We're still playing, although we're playing with these machines, but it's us who's playing with these machines instead of those machines playing with us. So it's like the ears again that are really important. Everyone has to listen, and otherwise there's no music happening. And because of this element of being free to change tempo or to change a song or to put something in it, allows us obviously to be very spontaneous and improvise.
More questions?
Maybe, yeah. Just give it a second, just behind you.
Just the microphone.
Two questions. One about what you sample and how you treat samples. There's almost a signature Mouse and Mars sampling. You can see it, like the way the things don't land completely on pitch, and they will slip a little bit and come together as fragments of things. And so one thing I would like to ask is about your tendencies towards like how you treat your samples. And then
we treat them very bad. Sometimes they treat us bad.
Yeah, and then the second thing about musical arrangement. And then because in electronic music you have the choice to adapt to any arrangement. And sometimes it's more like a drum and bass thing. Samples come in first individually, and then you start piling up together, or the bass line comes in first. And, so. How do you choose those things? What are your influences, or which
feedback is also a big influence. The feedback of sound, the feedback of people.
But it's the ear. It's not the story. It's the ear. It's perception. I mean, everybody. That's the beauty of music. Everybody does it the way they hear it and the way they feel it. What you're asking really is this kind of analyzation of sound. You have to not forget that you are at the... I don't know why it sounds like this, but I don't care. But the reason, what you're saying...
Yes, my friend, I wanted to say to you that...
It's you who's listening. Somebody else perceives it very different, and we perceive it obviously different. So don't get too caught up with trying to do something that you hear somewhere, but check what's going on inside. Really, it's about that. It's about really listening to what you hear, or inspiration. You said earlier on, and that's the thing. It's like you feedback. You get just like your question was a feedback for me to say something. You hear certain things, you want to write it down and do something with it. That's how it happens.
Yeah, I think you're waiting. Everywhere is music. You listen to the radio, you get your inspiration everywhere, and actually it's a lot of stuff which, in a lifetime, gets into your ears, and of course it's very influential. If we work on a piece, sometimes. Maybe there's some. If you think in categories, then you say, this is a bass
drum and bass influence, and this is like a house influence, and this is I don't know, electroacoustic influence, which is like we play with, you know, also, but we always try to keep it in our own perception, our own world, and not get too stereotyped, you know, just fight for the sound that it doesn't fall completely into a stereotype style, you know. This is kind of, you need lots of energy for this, because you're always kind of fighting. But it's very important for us, like to stay out of categories. And that's how we treat the samples again. And then that's how the samples treat you back. But the samples we produce, we like to work with samples because we cut up. We have lots of bits of sounds, and then and we kind of sample it ourselves, put it back into a software sampler, and then have it available on the keyboard. And then you have all the. It's like drawing. You have like this plate with lots of colors, and you very fast you can choose and connect the colors. I hope
Any other questions? Any other comments? Because it doesn't have to be a question. Maybe you want to say something.
Yeah, I was just wondering your approach as a drummer, how you generally, if there's a way you kind of approach the electronic acoustic kind of dynamic.
Could you say again?
Your particular approach when it comes to the electro-acoustic kind of dynamic, what you kind of, if there's a specific kind of idea you had, or if you're working within this space, or
I get inspired very quickly by rhythm, and so it's like when there's the rhythms, when I hear some rhythm basses, but because I'm also a singer, I'm sort of concentrating or picking up harmonies quite easily. So there is this spectrum between harmony and melody, and when it changes, and some rhythmical ideas that may be there or may not be there. But I pick this up and I get inspired by it, and I just play with it.
In a live situation, Dodo is translating our confusion.
Yeah, I don't know if
really. We always say like it has to be in the sound, you know. Yeah. As the sound itself has to be as organic as possible, even though it's electronic produced sound. Also the way to deal with the rhythmic structure has to be kind of natural. Maybe this is a German thing, like with our biodynamic natural food. I don't know. Save power and water.
I think it's interesting, you've already touched on this quite a bit. You know, a lot of traditional musicians, purists, I mean, for a long time, no one would consider the laptop as a musical instrument. For a long time, people wouldn't consider the turntable as a musical instrument. And the criticisms were on two fronts. One is that you're just playing a sequence, you're not doing any performance. And then the second is that, you might just be sitting there checking your email. And I saw you guys play yesterday, that was clearly not the case.
Actually, I was on Skype for a short time. But, yeah, that's right. It's also...
It was an accident. It just happened that he got
out. Luckily. So, yeah, my son could listen a little bit of the show. Yeah, that's right. I mean, but this is also exactly the way we think. For us, even, of course, a voice is an instrument, but also a voice for us is more like a sound than as a tool to tell a story. And also, every sound which is produced with a synthesizer and processed, in the end, it's like representative for us, for an instrument, for imagined instrument. So in this case, you can say, of course, a laptop becomes the the acoustic guitar of this century, you know? And yeah, also the DJ tools. I mean, everything is very influential, you know?
But the thing is also that there's always purists in this world. You know, there's always people who try to differentiate between one thing and another and prefer not to see the similarities or where they melt. And you know, in the end, it's just one world and you know, same thing. You know.
Hi. I'm an Ableton user, dedicated Ableton user. I'm wondering, it'll be so nice if you could show us something, you know, aesthetically and philosophically. I'm also developing my, you know, everything, but you know, a bit of skill would be excellent also. I'd love to, you know, check some of that out. Yeah.
I don't really understand, to be honest, because apart from the fact that we did already show something, it wasn't aesthetic, I know.
No, I understand, but you know, taking into account that you guys have a vault of knowledge right there, it'll be good to share some more of it.
Yeah, well, tell me something.
Okay, let's say, firstly I'd like to know what your setup is. Laptop 1 runs what? Laptop 1 runs Ableton, laptop 2 also runs Ableton in C?
Well, first of all, we only have one laptop on stage.
There were 2, I was wondering.
Oh yeah, he's got one too. Yeah, I never know what he does. I think,
that's okay.
No, I think there's just one live, Ableton Live.
Okay, and that's the backbone that gives you your
some basses,
your tempo?
some sounds, some tempo.
Actually, there's the Ableton which has contained like some basic tracks, you know. But Jan also has a second laptop, and he's playing this what is this called? Wait, I checked. It's called the massive synthesizer. Yeah? It's a software synthesizer he plays around. You know, he used for like a.
So laptop 2 is just like a synth, really. And
it's a synth. Yeah.
Okay. Laptop 1 runs only 3.
Because one of us has 2, and he's got 1.
Another machine, okay.
But I think it's also only a synthesizer kind of thing, or is it not? What do you have on yours?
It's also synth.
Okay. It's not that important, you know. It's like we wish we could get rid of this laptops. You know, that's why we have lots of small sequences and effects. We can interact much faster than with a controller and a laptop.
You know, I agree, but the very fact that we make lush multi-track music with only 2 people or 3 people on board, we need something like that, don't we?
Yeah.
So I'm also wondering, do you ever try to get your tempo into, you know, Ableton tempo into when you're playing first? Should that be happen?
It can happen, yeah, it happens that I didn't realize that the song is finished and I carry on.
Correct.
And then maybe the other guys want to start the next song. It didn't happen yesterday as far as I remember.
Okay.
But yeah, it can happen, and then when I realize maybe I do something crazy just to carry on playing to not look so stupid. And
then they have to bring it in there.
They have to bring it in, but yeah.
And each of your projects are different Ableton projects, or is there one master project that you actually have everything in?
Actually, in our set we have everything in one song, basically. Yes.
Cool.
That also gives us the possibility to mix different things and to have some samples in there that we throw in live, and you know, if we feel so. Yeah.
When you're creating a track, how do you kind of stop yourself from diverging too much away from the original idea? And
there is no original idea. Well, not really. I mean, there is an inspiration that we pick up on, we do something to it, something more comes to it, and it can go on and on and on. And it can also go into I mean, don't imagine it in the sense that there'll be more and more sounds piled up. Very often, in fact, when we go through the first stages of recording where I'm present, and and then I leave the guys, and then I come back maybe a month late, and I come back maybe a month